everyone, welcome back to a new post today. Today let's track the most important points that you need to keep in mind for the upcoming UPSC preliminary examination of 2025. These preliminary points are also important for the group ones, that is the APPSC and the TSPSC as well. So let's look at October 13th, the most important points that we need to keep track. Israeli Defense Forces, the very first is about Israeli Defense Forces firing on UNIFIL. So what is this organization? It is a peacekeeping force called as the United Nations Interim Force in Lebanon, and these are the UN peacekeepers in Lebanon. They were established by the United Nations Peace Resolution in 1978, and the task is confirming the withdrawal of the Israeli forces from Lebanon, restoring international peace and security, assisting the government of Lebanon in ensuring return of its effective authority in the area. And Wayanad is now going to get an X-band radar. What exactly is an X-band radar? X-band radar is a radar that tracks very small wavelengths, about 8 to 12 gigawatts, and it's very useful for disaster management especially. This radar is coming up in Wayanad after the recent landslide, and it is being established under the mission MOSSAM. So after the devastating landslides, now this X-band radar is being set up by the Ministry of Earth Sciences. Radar is nothing but radio detection and ranging. It's a device that tracks the radio waves used to determine the distance, velocity and the physical characteristics of the objects around the device. So the transmitter emits a signal aimed at the object whose characteristics it wants to study, and then a part of the emitted signal is echoed back by the object that it wants to study. This is echoed back to the device. This is where the device tracks and analyzes the object. Weather radar is also called as a Doppler radar, and it is a common application device. The Doppler effect is the change of frequency of the sound waves in their source as their source moves towards and away from the listener. In meteorology, Doppler radars can reveal how fast a cloud is moving and in which direction based on how the cloud's relative motion changes according to the striking of the radiation. Now, the pulse Doppler radar can measure the intensity of rainfall by emitting radiation in pulses and tracking how often they reflect to the receiver. In modern day, Doppler radars can also assist in weather conditions, anticipate new wind patterns that form, like for example, formation of clouds. The X-band radar is Doppler radar relies on Rayleigh scattering, where the scattering is much smaller than the wavelength of the radiation. A radar tries to see small particles like raindrops as well. In the X-band radar, the radar that emits the radiation in the X-band of electromagnetic spectrum, that is 8 to 12 gigahertz, corresponding to the wavelength of around 2 to 4 centimeters. And the small wavelength allows the radar to produce images of high resolution. However, the greater frequency of some radiation, that is the faster will be attenuated, and the X-band radars have a shorter range. So why not? The new radar is going to study the movement of the soil particles to inform about landslide warnings. IMD has been using radars since 1970. It's not a new thing. X-band radars have been used for studying wind, storm detection, as well as they are dual capacity S-band radars as well. The country also uses S-band radars for long range detection, and the first S-band radar, cyclone radar, was set up in Visakhapatnam, and the Ministry of Earth Sciences is now going to set up additional 56 Doppler radars in a few years. Project Mission MOSSAM was cleared by the cabinet, a 2,000 crore mission to upgrade the meteorological infrastructure in the country until 2026, and we have Doppler radars for forecasting in Northeast and also Himachal Pradesh, Lahore and Spiti region as well. What is NISAR? NISAR has been in use now. It is NASA ISRO synthetic aperture radar. It is another radar that is used to produce high resolution maps of the Earth land masses and being currently developed as a satellite, this NISAR. So the payload consists of a L-band radar built by NASA and a S-band radar built by ISRO. Together they will track the changes in the Earth's various natural processes, and currently being expected to launch in 2025. So what the next is Mission Mausam. Now Mission Mausam is to enhance India's weather and climate forecasting by 2026. It is a 2000 crore central sector scheme where the center wants to make India weather ready and climate smart as well. Mission Mausam has the goal of making Bharat weather ready and climate smart and increasing the resilience of the communities to various weather phenomena. It aims to establish 50 Dobla weather radars, 60 radio wind radars, 100 distrometers, wind profilers, radiometers, urban testbed, process testbed, ocean research station, and 10 marine automatic weather stations in the upper air observation. The next is about Ladakh Observatory, where the auroras have been visible recently. This observatory is located in Hanle in Leh, and it is operated by the Indian Institute of Astrophysics, situated in western Himalayas. It is one of the highest located sites for optical and infrared and gamma ray telescopes, and currently the 10th highest optical telescope in the world. The Indian Astronomical Observatory stands on Mount Saraswati, Hanle in southeastern Ladakh, the Union Territory of India. And the next one is about THAAD, that is the Terminal High Altitude Area Defense. It was a news recently because it is had to be transported to Israel, where Iran was firing missiles on Israel. So it's nothing but an anti-ballistic missile defense system that is designed to intercept and destroy the missile in the terminal phase, that is during the descent or the re-entry. THAAD carries no warhead. Instead, it relies on the kinetic energy of impact to destroy the incoming missile. It was developed after Iraq's Scud missile attack during the Gulf War in 1991. Originally, the United States program THAAD comes under the umbrella of the Missile Defense Agency. The Navy has a similar program called as Aegis Ballistic Missile Defense System, which also has a land component as well. THAAD was originally scheduled to be deployed in 2012, but initially deployment took place in 2008, and the very first operational inception was in 2022 in UAE. So this is about THAAD, or the Terminal High Altitude Area Defense System, used to protect US and now protecting Israel from incoming missiles. These are some of the points that I wanted to share with you for October 13th. If you did, please do like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to comment at the end of the video. I shall see you in my next post. Until then, it's very happy learning.